Good afternoon, Lynx Ramsey. And good afternoon, TWS followers and supporters. Or is it afternoon, 11:30? Close enough, more like it. Hey everyone, hey Marcy Sanborn. Who else is joining us, Ramsey? Who else is joining us here? Mr. Fluffy Canada Lynx. Giving you a shout if you're watching. I see William Ham's watching, Marcy Sanborn's watching. Who else is here? Hey Lori Ann, good morning to you. Hope all is well. I see a Canada Lynx Ramsey doing what he does best, lounging, enjoying a peaceful and content rescued life here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. What's up, big dude? Hey, pretty man. Hey, Bella Rourke. Stephanie Hutton. Marcy Sanborn, thank you for that. Hello. Hey, Faith, good morning. Checking in from Florida. We are kind of rivaling Florida temps here at the sanctuary tomorrow. Yowzer, it's going to be hot, Mr. Ram. Glad that we got plenty of places for you to keep cool, stay hydrated. Enrichment to help you keep cool too, big guy. Let's see who else is here. Hey, Lois A. Looks like Ramsey's on the move, or you might be calling Ramsey George Clooney if you watched one of our Facebook reels yesterday. Had a little fun in the media office. Did a celebrity cat look-alike here at TWS. Ramsey, rightfully so, earned him the celebrity look-alike of George Clooney. How dapper, how sophisticated, how suave, and of course quite fitting for our one and only Canada Lynx Ramsey. I'm going to see if I can catch up with him. He's getting another little hangout spot closer to his building on his perch. I'm going to risk it for a biscuit and go down this hallway. Hopefully, we can stay connected. But nonetheless, happy to have everyone here with us. It is another wonderful day of living wild at heart for so many at the Wildcat Sanctuary. I gave the internet a good kick in the pants after yesterday, and I'm hoping, Ramalam, that we'll have ourselves a nice and consistent and coherent live post. Caitlin S. is asking, how old is Ramsey? Caitlin, that's a wonderful question. Sometimes I struggle to remember those little numbers, the cat's ages. I'm sure one of our media crew, our keyboard warriors, could answer that question for you. But I do know Ramsey is either considered a senior or geriatric lynx. I know that he is maybe not well into his teens, but maybe 13 or 14. But I'm hazarding a guess there. Ellen Simmons knows, a spry old 19 years young, Mr. Ramsey. So I was way off there, well into his teens, more like it, almost done with his teens. And I do like it when people ask for the ages of our rescues, because I think it just gives just some good perspective as to the type of population of rescued wildcats that we have, with the majority of them being senior geriatric. And you guys have senior cats at home. It's a lot of arthritis care in those golden years. It's a lot of kidney support and all of the wonderful things that come as felines age. Typically, you'll notice veterinary bills ticking upwards. And that's the same here with our geriatric and senior residents. We're ensuring their comfortability in those golden years. And cats like Ramsey and as I mentioned, a lot of our senior and geriatric cats, or a majority of our rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, benefit from you guys looking out for the cats that are a little longer in the tooth, Ramsey. And I'm chuckling to myself. Ramsey lives with Brianna. Brianna is a bobcat. Ramsey is a Canada Lynx. I was hoping that, I'd love to see Brianna out here. Well, Brianna is out here. Brianna is upside down sleeping in the shade here. I think you can barely just make out. That's an upside down bobcat face. You can see kind of her ear there. And doing my best to kind of describe it. She is kind of hidden in the foliage there. Ramsey and Brianna. I've been encouraging the caretaking staff to call them Rihanna for Ramsey and Brianna, or maybe Bramsey. It's not going over too well. But, trying to reconnect, Ramsey. We are back. We are back, big guy. Sorry about that, everyone. Little bump in connection there. I was pointing out Brianna, who you can see right over in this part of the frame. You can see a wonderful little content bobcat face, and napping away, happy as can be. Yep, there she is. Nancy can see her, and I'm glad. And I like that Ramsey's hanging out next to his flame. And that, truth to tell, Brianna has had the kind of the emoji heart eyes for Ramsey, and obviously we wouldn't conclude a merger with two cats if we didn't know that they weren't going to get along, and that doesn't mean they're not getting along. It's just Ramsey, he might not have those big kind of bulging heart eyes like Brianna has for him, but they get along just fine, and hey, that's okay if Brianna has a little bit more of a. I might get a little closer to the building. We'll try that, everyone. Hey, Ashley Wibowit. I hope I pronounced that last name wrong. Ashley W. checking in from Michigan. Glad to have you. Beautiful state. I usually try making a point of driving to the UP once every summer. I need to get myself a pasty, or 2 or 3. See someone asking, is that a lynx or a bobcat? That is Ramsey, the Canada lynx. And technically there is a bobcat in the frame. We can hardly see her. She's under that tree. This is both Ramsey and Brianna, 2 rescued wildcats here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. Ravi Sambo checking in from Cambodia. Glad to have you all the way from such an exotic location, Ravi. Hey, Bill Mackin, thank you for the compliments. Keeping up the great work. And of course, that great work made possible through your support. So thank you for that, Bill, and we very much appreciate it. I was looking at a few comments here. You are beautiful indeed, Mr. Ramsey. I have Caracal Aurora's habitat behind me, and Aurora, the sanctuary diva, as we know, is rather selective when it comes to humans. And unfortunately, I don't see her. I'd love to catch a glimpse of her, but I'm thinking I might take a left, do a little bit of Hybrid Haven, the best that I can. As we know, the service back there can be a little touch and go. But Coco and Sine are right along here. I'd love to check in with those two. Prior to Bengal Fargo, there are our most recent rescues here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, 2 hybrids. But glad to see Mr. Ramalam enjoying his Tuesday morning. And I hope everyone's doing the same. Sarah Bloomberg, just starting to get to know these cats. The more I tune in, the better I get. That's right, Sarah. It's just a little bit of practice makes perfect. I'm always, I kind of need to pinch myself sometimes that we're home to 130 cats here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and for all intents and purposes, I know every single one of their names and every single one of their stories. 130 plus faces and stories. It's a lot to remember, and definitely a lot to realize that there's so many cats here with all these unique stories and have these wonderful personalities and traits that make them who they are. That's where I always like pushing people to our website, Ramsey. It does a great job of kind of bottling each cat and their resonant profile, and learning the quirks of cats, learning their likes and dislikes, learning the path that led them to sanctuary. It's cool to get that full image or portrait of our rescues here. But Mr. Ram, let's keep the party moving. I'm so glad that we got some time with such a handsome George Clooney of a Canada Lynx, and with his girlfriend sleeping tight down in the brambles here. Alrighty, let's get moving. Let's see if Coco and Sine are up to no good here, everyone. I'm going to interject on myself and welcome everyone to a live post here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. We're enjoying some quiet moments with two rescued cats. I was Ramsey, the Canada Lynx, and Brianna, the Bobcat. And as two of our most recent merge, these two had kind of a large set of play dates, and after getting the green light from our caretaking staff, they are officially merged together. And I'm glad we got to check in with Brianna and Ramsey. And as it goes, I see two interns. They have, hi Gil Marie, hi Irina. They have plenty of beddings that have been soiled by the Bengals, up and away to get cleaned and obviously to be replaced. Picking up some of their food bowls. I see Rio passing through. Rio's on enrichment duty today, and she has some wind chimes that she's been strategically placing around the habitats. I always love when I'm just doing a live post here and I turn the camera and you guys get to see a slice of life of how your support empowers our interns and our staff to go the distance for our rescues. It's so cool. It's so cool, Mr. Sine. Speaking of cool, he says, yeah, I'm cooling out. I'm cooling out here, mister. I might have to come over and hang out with you, Mr. Leo. That's Sine up on that kind of top level of that cool little PVC perch structure there. Sine and Coco, two F1 Savannahs. As you guys know, two of 30 plus hybrids who are caught up in what we call the small cat crisis here at the Wildcat Sanctuary. And after the passing of the Big Cat Public Safety Act, Mr. Leo in the captive wildlife world is kind of the biggest threat we face, or in the captive cat world rather, biggest threat we're facing in the sanctuary world. Hey, handsome man. Mr. Leo here, he's got his buddy Edward, Mr. Handsome Eddie back there. His beautiful blue eyes and his marble coat. It's not hard to see why people are so attracted to these hybrid cats. Let me catch up on some comments, Mr. Handsome Leo. Hey, Nancy Hodel, thanking all the interns for the kick butt work that they do. We do appreciate that, and a thank you goes a long way. So thank you, Nancy, for that thank you. Well, Leo, hello. He says, I'm smelling some stinkies. We'll go back and see some people saying hi to Coco and Sine. We'll make sure we check in on those two. That raises a good point. That Thursday we'll be seeing Coco in our on-site hospital, Mr. Leo, for her spay surgery. We'll be getting Miss Coco spayed and just kind of checking in with her. So that'll be happening this Thursday in our on-site hospital. And of course, that Thursday too, Mr. Leo is where Tammy is going to be doing her Wildcat wrap-up. So happy that she got to take some time off last week and enjoy her birthday, obviously. And we missed out on our wrap-up then, but much deserved time off for the birthday. And we'll be getting back to all things TBS on her Wildcat wrap-up this Thursday. Mr. Goofy? Yeah. Just to give some perspective here, Leo is hanging out on his little, I call these the greeting platforms. Caretakers are smart, and with some of the bungalows that have more socialized Bengals in them, or Bengals or hybrids, I should say, like Mr. Leo, who's a Savannah. He likes his little hello step for when the caretakers or interns are coming in. He's got a good strategic spot to say hello and meow and boss him around. And of course, that's tons of other places for Leo and Eddie, and you kind of map this equation into all the different hybrid habitats. Of course, lots of trees built into the habitats, which are cool to see as well, and fun for the cats who maybe want to do some climbing, Mr. Leo, maybe want to get out of Dodge if they're a little more shy. And then, of course, all of our hybrid habitats, kind of similar formula as the big cat buildings. Every single outdoor space is attached to an indoor space, and maybe not the central animal buildings, but the heated or temperature controlled bungalows, which you'll see in the background. And that's aspirations for the future, and I'm sure Tammy's maybe talked on it or will talk about it, but is what we would like to do with our hybrid haven area, and how we could improve it even more for our hybrid rescues as well as those yet to come. But Mr. Edward, that's a conversation for another time, and I'll let Tammy lead that conversation too. Well, let's see here. Hey, Harles. Hanging out with some hybrids this morning, everyone. I'm going to keep on cruising here. Maybe we can get some servals here. There's Harley the Bengal. Handsome dude. And check in on the comments here, making sure everybody's getting their acknowledgement. Why are people doing hybrid cats, Maria? So maybe why are people breeding these hybrids? Very simply, it's a very, very lucrative business. If you were to just go and look at any old Savannah breeder, Bengal breeder, I don't think you would find cats for under $1,000. People like charging extreme amounts of money because they're using kind of buzzwords. They're using wild. They're able to point at the cat and show you how exotic its coat is looking, and just really kind of blowing smoke up, if you will, to try to angle themselves that this is something special that they have and that it's something to pay more for. Truth to tell, we can't tell you how many cats that people pay thousands and thousands of dollars for. Leo, who we just saw behind us, was listed for free on Facebook, or Craigslist rather. Leo, they even mentioned in his posting, we paid like something like $1,200 for this cat. He's not behaving how we want him to. He's urinating, blah, blah, blah. Somebody come and take him for free. They just want him off their hands. So kind of long answer, but short answer, it's a very lucrative for these breeders to be selling these hybrid cats. And also to that point, which is why oftentimes here at TWS, we don't point the finger at the owners. They've been fed a load of hogwash from these breeders who are trying to make that buck and who are trying to say anything and everything that they can to try to convince this person that owning a hybrid Wildcat is an acceptable thing to do in a domestic environment. Yeah, and I'm just kind of going through the comments and seeing people, a lot of kind of frustration with kind of the state of hybrid cats and the laws governing them, and hey, we feel exactly the same way, and in a way it's empowering to know that hey, look what we've done before, look what we've made right for big cats in the United States. Well, let's focus our sights and make it right on the small cats as well. And I think with the amazing army of animal advocates that got us to this place for big cats, I can only imagine what we're going to be able to do for the smaller cats. Something special, Mr. Edward. That's just the darn truth. Yeah, Paul Stringer, that's just a really valid point. Is that the owners, they don't know oftentimes what they're getting into. We're looking at Eddie. He's beautiful. Eddie is downright beautiful. He's got these gorgeous green eyes, this wonderful marbled coat, and those really kind of bright and vibrant stripes. I think us humans, human nature, we're drawn to things that we find beautiful, that we find aesthetically pleasing, and people are willing to bypass all these other things. The most important things, like understanding why this cat looks the way it does, is because he's part wild. Unfortunately, yeah, exactly that. Humans are willing to overlook all of that stuff. If they were to just scratch the surface a little bit, Mr. Edward, on why you are so beautiful, we might be in a different place altogether. And Lori Heath, which is awesome, and I love seeing that, talking about reporting a social media account that is just well known for showing off a Black Panther, and that's something that I, for too long, have put it to the side. Olivia and I were talking about it recently. We really just got to get together a social media toolkit, and you're doing exactly kind of what it would outline, Lori, of how to report these accounts and how to hold these social media platforms accountable for what they're displaying, which for all intents and purposes is a form of animal cruelty. So that I appreciate you saying that, Lori, and boy, oh boy, I'm glad there's people like you, and we need to get ourselves here at TWS a toolkit to hand out to you guys so you can continue to go out there and enforce like that. Research, people, research. That's right, Teresa. I think this the world entirely would be in a different place if everybody did a little bit more research before they made a decision. Pat K saying the signal's a little rocky. I'm sorry about that, Pat. Hopefully it's not too bad. I'm gonna wander back over to Coco and Sene to see if any of those two are romping around. But truth to tell, I've really enjoyed the conversation that we've been having today, everyone, talking some hybrid education, and really just you guys are kind of showing your stuff of how set up you are to make a difference for these hybrid cats, and it's just so awesome. And as an organization, trying to make a difference for these small wildcats, to have a network of grassroots advocates like yourself, that's about as cool as it gets, Mr. Sine, and that is how change is made. Sine is still taking it quite easy, which is fine, Mr. Goofball. I'll make a little curve around the front of the building here, small cat track, and maybe we can catch a dozing serval. Pretty common to find our rescued serval groups up here in the front of small cat track. I see Lizzie way back over there. I'm going to see if her companions are a little bit closer towards the building. Alrighty. We'll see. And I arose with such a clatter, says Scarlet, when she hears the opening and closing of the prep room doors. As with little Diva. Well, we heard something, and they might be coming soon. That's Scarlet up front, her sister in crime, little Diva in the back. And of course, these two live with the one and only Zambuca. Zambuca is probably doing his own thing, as he kind of often does. And there's a lot a lot to get into in these comments here, so I'm looking forward, everyone, to kind of reviewing some of these and be able to provide links to some of your questions. I'm seeing people wondering about what they can do when they see these types of postings for hybrids in public. So we'll definitely have to kind of sink my teeth into some of this and get you guys some practical tools to go out into the world with. You can barely see Miss Lizzie there. Ramsey's cruising around his yard. You know, everyone, I think it might be a kind of natural conclusion to today's live post. I really had a nice time, and I think everyone can agree a productive time talking about some of the subject matter. Hey, Zambuca, I won't hang out by your lockouts. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I'm not the candy man around here. But a really constructive day, and I'm sure you guys hear me say often, but these live posts are really fun for me. It's real time. We're all here as supporters and advocates of the Wildcat Sanctuary, and here we are having these conversations on how we can continue to make a difference for the rescues here, which is so cool, and is just one of the many ways that we're going to empower ourselves to make a difference for these cats. So, for now, have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your Tuesday. And from us here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, thanks for joining. We'll see you back here tomorrow. See you, everyone.